Hi, guys. Uh-oh, that way, whatever. Hi, guys. Coming to you live from in my closet. Hi. You know, anywho, this video is about something that really touched my heart. And I just had to share it with you. I don't know if you guys have heard of this show. It's a show that's had a great impact on humanity. It's very influential, some would say even inspiring. It's a show by the name of SpongeBob SquarePants. Let me tell ya. So, anywho, let's get right into it. So, I was about to go to bed last night, and right before I was about to go to bed, I happened to turn my little thing to one of the channels. It stays on cartoons or whatever, and SpongeBob was on. And I just so happened to be watching, and it was Gary the Snail, right? And Gary the Snail he saw this other snail, and she was like a cutie patootie, and he was like, "Yo, I gotta get that shorty." And I was like, "What? Go do your thing, Gary." So, anywho, while Gary was on in pursuit of getting this young lady snail, these two other thug snails came up after him, was like, "Yo, son, you was talking crazy, we do whatever, now we want smoke." So they start trying to fight Gary while he's trying to do what he's trying to do. He's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna have that." So he like hops up or something, and then somehow the two snails, the thug snails that were trying to beef with him, their eyeballs connected together. Wow. You feel me? Like a rope, right? So they intertwine. Okay, that happens. And Gary uses their eyeballs as a slingshot, bow, like this, bing, 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 right? And he goes and he uses their eyeballs to propel him forward, right? So he bounces off of their eyeballs as like a slingshot. He ends up in a person's car because they're all fish. I mean, well, they're not all fish. Whatever's under the water is under the water. We already know that. So anyway, he ends up in somebody's boat while they're driving. He's like, that guy panics, right? So he's speeding, swerving through traffic. In the midst of him doing that, he ends up behind the little lady snail that Gary was trying to holler at, her car that she's in. So then Gary plops off of that car into her car, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I hope after everything that he went through that she actually likes him, because that would be weird if she didn't. And he went through all this. That would just be very devastating. So, anywho, he gets onto the lady snail's car from the other car he was on. She's cool. She's like, hey, what's up? So they're good. They're good, right? Then at some point, the owner who was driving the car for the lady snail, she sees that Gary's in there. She's like, "Whoa, ugh." She pull over. Then SpongeBob somehow he is outside the car. He start beefing with her because he's like, "You kidnapped Gary," and she's like, "I don't even want this little bum. I don't even know where he came from." So they're going at it, right? So now Gary and the lady snail looking at each other, giving each other googly eyes. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. This is a perfect story. I didn't even know, like, I didn't remember this episode. So, and this just shows how classic of a show SpongeBob really is. But so many different, beautiful, powerful elements. So, anyways, I'm so excited for them. Like, wow, this is wonderful, right? So while SpongeBob and her owner are arguing, beefing, Gary's looking at his girl. While they're doing that, guy comes up with another snail on a leash, right? And I guess he knows the lady snail's owner. So he started talking to her like, "Hey, I'm sorry I left you. I'll never leave you again." Okay, so the girl snail sees his snail that came up to them with. I hope you're following along. And immediately, I don't know if she smelled his pheromones, I don't know what it is, but immediately turns away from him, turns away from Gary, my bad, turns away from Gary and goes to the new snail. I'm like, "Girl, are you kidding me?" Meanwhile, he looked like Johnny Bravo. Like, it was very much giving toupee, but geriatrics with the little hair on top. I'm like, "That's what you're going for?" Okay, a glueless wig. Okay. But immediately she goes, hops up with the other snail. Now her owner and that guy that I told you, if y'all was paying attention, you should know. They start walking off into the sunset. So now Gary's just sitting there like, wow, that hurts. And I think SpongeBob even says, "That's gotta hurt." And yeah, Gary was like, "Meow," he said what he said. And then while he's sitting there, one of the snails from the past that wanted beef, that wanted smoke with him, I think their little leader, he pull up behind Gary. He ready to start smoke, but then when he see what happened to Gary, he's like, you know what, forget it. And he ends up being like, you know what, let's just go get us some what was it, kale or something like that from one of the nearest trash cans. Like he makes a friend, basically. He loses the girl, makes a friend with one of his enemies. But my whole thing is that sucks. And my whole thing is it triggered me because I'm like, see, that's how it be. Like nothing's really guaranteed. Pessimistic, I know, but leave me alone. But I just like, dang, you went through all of that. And yeah, he made a friend, and that's wonderful. Like that's great. But that wasn't the initial goal. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I just was very triggered because sometimes in life it really be like that. And I was really, really rooting for Gary because I feel like Gary was me. Okay, I was living vicariously through Gary. So I got really excited. And then just for it to end how it ended, I was just like, I also felt betrayed. It wasn't just Gary. And yeah, it just was on my heart. It was on my mind. And I feel like I couldn't be at peace until I shared it with someone. And, you know, here I am talking to y'all. Um yeah, it took a lot out of me. Um, but I'm glad to have be able to because I can't get my words right. But anyways, I was happy to be able to share with you guys. Once again, my eyeballs are all over the place. This it's very uncomfortable with me, for me, whatever. Boom. That didn't do anything. That just, anyways. So this was just a random video, but once again, like I said, I'm showing up. I'm gonna be consistent. It doesn't matter what the topic is. I'm coming here to talk. So that's what I did, and that was heavy on my spirit. So I'm glad I got to get it off. I hope you guys are enjoying the day. A much what? I hope you guys are enjoying your day and having a much more better what? Whoa, whoa! This one is a doozy this week. Okay. And I hope you guys are having a better day than Gary did and a better night than I had. Um, yeah, at this point, I'm just rambling. And I feel like I used all my good words that I was going to say in here, thinking about what I was going to do today. And so now when I'm talking to y'all, it's kind of like I'm juiced. I'm all juiced out. So it's kind of falling flat, and that's fine. I don't care. It's not about being perfect. I said that already. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know what I said. I can't keep track of my thoughts. Like it's, but anyways, before this goes crazy, like I said, I just want to be consistent. Want to keep showing up for myself, and that's what I'm doing. And like I said, sometimes we'll have heavy duty topics, and sometimes I'm not gonna have nothing really to talk about. I just want to show up. I owe that to myself and I owe that to you. Where this stuff goes, I don't know. But I'm sending it out there. You know what I mean? You never know what's going to stick until you throw it at the wall. All right. Well, anyways, guys, love ya. Hope you, as I said that already. Bye. No, wait. That's not how we do it here. We do it like this. Okay. So, anyways, y'all are. Okay. I'm about to leave. I'm out of here. Bye.